We're going to begin this class laying on our backs in our Shavasana pose. So come all the way down to the ground and let the feet drop out to the side, palms facing up to the sky. Sometimes it feels good to lay with your knees bent, with your feet joined together, so just find that comfortable position and relax. It's so good to begin a practice like this in Shavasana, as we're all moving at a fast speed these days. Rushing, racing around, we totally forget the importance of stillness. And with a practice like this, it's so important for our bodies to be totally relaxed. So if you're holding on to any tension or gripping, it can cause injury, especially with the stretches that we're going to be doing today. So as you allow your body to be supported by the ground, just see if you can scan through your body and just make sure that you aren't gripping anywhere and you're not holding onto any unwanted tension. I really want you to just totally relax and let go. Start to focus on your breathing. Let go through your muscles, and also see if you can allow yourself to let go through your nervous system, through your brain. Begin to notice the gentle movement of your breath sliding in and out through your nose, and the rise and fall of your chest as you breathe in and breathe out. Now with the inhale, reach your arms over your head and really stretch them out just like you're just waking up. Really stretch the body. Then bring the arms back down, open your mouth and really side out. Bring your knees to your chest and let's rock up into a seated position. So from this seated position, cross the legs. It doesn't really matter which one's in front. We're going to be working them both. And sit the hips back slightly. Straighten your spine, take a deep breath in, reach your arms high, and then exhale, forward fold. So depending on how flexible you are, your elbows may only reach the knees. Take a few more breaths, and then see if you can walk the hands out a little bit further. Coming high onto your fingertips, or relaxing the arms all the way down. Just make sure that you can come to a comfortable position that you can stay in for the next few moments. Do not overstretch to the point that it's so uncomfortable. Round your back a little bit more and tuck the chin to the chest. Especially if you're really tight, as it should feel so good to lengthen the entire back and to stretch out the neck. This is a great stretch for sciatica and low back pain. Let's take a few more breaths here. Now slowly walk your hands back to your knees. Then switch sides, so cross the legs over the other way. Sit the hips back. Inhale, reach the arms high, and exhale, forward fold. Walk your hands forward or just rest on your elbows. Relax and round your spine. Take 3 more breaths here. It's so important to focus on the breath while holding these kind of postures. Your breath is your friend, so breathe. Now slowly begin to rise back up. And let's come into all fours. So come into a tabletop position in the middle of the mat. From your all fours, I want you to inline your hips with your knees and your wrists with your shoulders. Stay on the toes and keep the arms nice and straight. Then begin to rock the hips forward and back. Allow the shoulders to come over the wrists. And then begin to circle the body around. a few circles one way, and then reverse it. It's important to warm up the wrists when doing any sort of practice that involves putting all your body weight into your hands. So keep the arms straight and breathe into the wrists. Feel the wrists. And stay on the toes and sit back on your heels. So sit back onto those toes and begin to shake out your hands. If it's uncomfortable to sit on your toes, it's possibly a sign that you should be doing it more often. Now start to circle the wrists, circle in one way, and then reverse it. Now bring your hands back down into a tabletop position and stay on the toes. Push the ground away, so push into the palms of your hands and lift your upper body. Push the hips back slightly and lift the knees off the ground, just half an inch or so, and hold it there. Keep pressing into the palms and push that ground away. Now take a breath in, and as you exhale, push the hips high. Walk the feet out slightly if you want a deeper stretch. Coming into your first downward dog. Use your fingertips to grip into the ground. Push the ground away. Push your chest back to your thighs the best you can and send the hips up and back. Focus on your breath, especially if it's starting to get challenging on the shoulders. Just keep focusing on the breath. You can begin to walk out the heels if that feels good for you. This will help release any more unwanted tension in the hamstrings. So really press into those heels one at a time, nice and slow. Then inhale, lift both heels high. And exhale, release the heels down to the ground as much as you can. Don't worry if they won't go all the way. And don't worry if you can't straighten your legs yet. That will come with practice. Just breathe. Push into the palms of the hands and pull those shoulders away from your ears. The downward dog can be very challenging for beginners, especially on the wrists. So if you are struggling, just come down onto your forearms. Do what's best for you. You are in control of every single posture you do in yoga. I'd like you to look up to your hands, bend your knees and walk all the way up to your fingers. When you're there, inhale, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, then exhale, forward fold. And again, inhale, lift, and then exhale, step your right leg back, coming into a low lunge. So drop the back heel down and reach both arms high. Send the hips forward and down and engage your right glute. Draw your navel to your spine and reach through those arms. Take 3 breaths. On this last inhale, release the hands down with an exhale, coming into your half split. So heel toe the left foot forward. This should help keep your back leg in a 90-degree angle. So your right hip is over your right knee. Flex the left foot. Come high onto your fingertips with an inhale. Lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, fold over that front leg. Inhale and exhale, fold. Keep moving with the breath. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, lengthen, come high onto the fingertips. Exhale, fold. Now bend into the left knee. Heel toe your left leg a little bit closer to the edge of the mat. Push into the hands. Rise up into runner's lunge. Then press both hands into the mat. Bring the left leg up and back into a three-legged dog. Press into the palms just like you would with a downward dog. Point or flex the foot and try to keep the right foot grounded. I know mine isn't, but if you can, do so. You can keep the leg that's lifted straight and bend the opposite one if needed. Now bend that left knee and point that foot and bring that left hip over the right. So really stack those hips. Make sure your left shoulder stays low. This will keep your shoulders level. Press into the palms of the hands and focus on your breath. Now if you're not already, come high onto the right toes. Bend the left knee, inhale, and exhale, shift forward. Shift those shoulders over the wrists. Bring the left knee to your left elbow. Hold it there. Push that ground away and keep breathing. Then inhale, send that left leg back and high, and exhale, step it forward. So step towards the edge of the mat and bring both hands down to the center of the mat, coming into your lizard lunge. Begin to move the hips forward and back, and then start to circle them outwards. Do this 4 times, and then reverse them inwards. And if you're feeling open right now, you can come down onto your forearms. If not, just stay on your hands with me. Then stop that movement and just stay in stillness, just for a few breaths. The body is still moving because you're still breathing. Now drop the back knee. You can use a strap here if you do have one. This will really help with this exercise. Press your right hand into the mat and reach around and grab hold of your foot with your left hand. Grab hold of the toes, engage your right glute, and send the hips forward and down and open your chest. Push the foot into your hand and slightly pull the foot away. This will help open the chest a little bit more and really open the shoulders too. Then relax the right quad. Begin to pull the foot towards you, towards your hips as far as you can go. Do not overstretch. Know your boundaries with every stretch you do. Let's take one more breath. And then slowly release the foot down. Bring both hands back to the front of the mat and lift the back knee back into your lizard pose. Then step your left foot back to join your right, coming to your plank position. Push the ground away and tuck your tailbone. Engage your core. Keep pushing into the palms of the hands and keep those knees lifted. Really hold and breathe. Stay nice and strong. Take one more breath here and drop the knees. Bend the elbows and lower the chest down to the mat, preparing for Cobra Pose. So elbows are in tight, untuck the toes and bring the feet slightly apart. Press into the hands, inhale, lift your chest and exhale, lower. And again, inhale, lift, elbows are in tight, exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift the chest and exhale, lower. Press into the hands and push all the way back into your child's pose. So send those hips back to the heels. And take this moment now just to bring your awareness back to your breath. Now shift forward into your tabletop position. So come onto all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips and push back into your down dog. If your heart is still racing here and you're struggling to breathe, just set the knees back down and pause the video, coming back into your child's pose. Okay, let's lift the heels high and then look up to the hands, walk all the way up to the hands. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, fold. And again, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold all the way down, keeping your knees bent if you need to. One more time, inhale, halfway lift. And then step the left foot back. Hands come down to the ground. Step that left foot back, coming into your low lunge. Drop the back leg, lift the arms high. Send your hips forward and down. Engage your left glute. Draw the navel in and reach through those arms. Take 2 more breaths here. Take 1 more breath and then release the hands down, coming into your half split. So walk those toes out further towards the end of the mat and straighten your front leg. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine, flex that foot, and exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen, coming high onto the fingertips. Exhale, fold over that leg. And again, inhale, lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. 1 more time and exhale, fold. Hold it there and focus on the sensation of your body. Focus on your breath. Now bend into the right knee, into your runner's lunge. Lift the back leg, push into the hands, reach the right leg back and high into your 3-legged dog. Press into the palms of your hands, then bend your right knee. Stack that right leg over the hips, over your left hips. Again, keep both shoulders facing forward. So pull the right shoulder down, come high onto your tiptoes, inhale, and then exhale your right knee to your right elbow. Hold it there, push the ground away, then inhale, reach it back behind you. Exhale, step it all the way to the top of the mat, coming into your lizard lunge. Take a moment to arrive, so to get comfortable, then begin to move the hips forward and back. Just a few times, and then circle the hips outwards 4 times, and then reverse. Keep breathing. Just breathe as you move. And if your hips feel open, you can come all the way down onto your forearms, or just stay high on your hands. Then stay in stillness, just hold it there, and take a few breaths. Really enjoy this stretch. If you are on your elbows, come back onto your hands. And then bring your left knee down to the ground. Keep pressing into the left hand and in your shoulder in a strong, active way. Then reach back and grab the left foot with your right hand. Push that right foot into the left hand and extend it away from you, really opening the chest and opening the shoulders. You can use a strap if that feels good for you. Just take a few moments here and breathe. If this hurts the knees, you can always place a towel or a block underneath the left knee. But breathe into each stretch, each pain, and just relax. Now begin to relax the left quad and pull that foot a little bit more closer to your glutes. Just go at your own pace and do not stretch. Do not overstretch. Take a couple more breaths here. Then slowly release the leg and place both hands back to the front of the mat, coming back into your lizard lunge. Then step the right leg back to meet the left and come into your plank pose. Push into the palms of your hands, engage your core muscles. If this is becoming too much on the wrist, drop down onto your forearms. Otherwise, try and power through this pose. Take a few breaths and breathe. Then bend the knees, bend the elbows, and lower your chest all the way down to the mat. Lower your head to the ground. Take a few breaths here again, just to come back to the breath. Then untuck the toes if you haven't already, and slightly open the legs. Extend your arms outwards with your thumbs facing down towards the mat. Engage your glutes. Inhale, lift your chest off the mat, and exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Keep those arms lifted. Press into the feet. 1 more time. Inhale, hold it there. Press your feet into the ground. Lift your hands higher and your chest and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale, release. Bring your hands to the side of your chest and just rock your hips left and right. Then lift your elbows high. So come up onto the fingertips and just keep those elbows lifted for a few breaths. Then lower the elbows down, press into the hands and push back into your child's pose. Take a few breaths here and then rise up into your tabletop position. Tuck your toes and push back into your down dog. Again, push the ground away, lift your heels, then walk all the way to the top of the mat. When you get there, inhale, lift and lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold. And again, inhale halfway, and exhale, fold. Then bend into your knees and rise up into chair pose. So sit back on your heels and reach your arms high. Pull your belly in. Sit back a little bit more, really feel this in your legs. Reach your arms a little bit higher. Last deep breath, inhale. And then exhale, fold. Inhale again into your chair pose. Then sit your hips down to the heels and lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Place your feet flat to the ground and place your hands behind you with your fingertips facing towards your hips. Press into the palms, press into your feet. Then inhale and exhale, lift those hips high. Allow your head to drop back if that feels good for you. Squeeze your glutes and lift the hips up higher. Feel this in the shoulders. And hold. Remember to breathe. This is quite a challenging posture to hold, and it could hurt the wrists. So if you need to come down, then take an inhale and exhale, lower the hips, but don't let the hips touch the ground. Take a breath, inhale, and then exhale, rise back up. Hold and breathe. And take one more inhale, and exhale, lower the hips down. But keep the fingertips facing forward. Take a deep breath in. Lift your chest up and exhale, bend the arms and send the elbows back. So inhale, lift your chest and exhale back. So bend into those elbows. Inhale, lift, and exhale, bend. One more time. Lift the chest, and exhale, bend back and hold. We're targeting the shoulders here, so you'll probably feel that all around the front of the shoulders. So breathe nice and slow. Let your heartbeat slow down. Slow it down and relax. Great work. Okay, slowly rise back up and shift to the top of the mat slightly. So scoop yourself all the way to the top of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms high, lift and lengthen your spine. And then exhale, draw your tummy muscles in, tilt your pelvis and slowly lower down with control all the way down to the ground. Bend your knees into tabletop position. Then grab hold of the feet the best you can. Take an inhale. Then with an exhale, pull your knees down so that they rest under the armpits. Close your eyes and breathe. And you can rock your hips side to side if that feels good for you. Just breathe. And with every exhalation, try to pull the knees just a little bit further down. Really stretching and opening the hips. Now take one more breath here and release the feet all the way down to the ground. Place your left ankle to rest on your right knee and lift your right leg. Flex both feet. Interlace your hands around your right thigh. Take a breath here and then exhale, draw the right knee to your chest. Breathe into the outer left hip. That's the part we're trying to target here right now. This is an amazing glute stretch. Let's do a few more breaths here. Try and pull it a little bit closer to the chest with every exhalation. Then inhale and release that leg. And let's repeat on the opposite side. So place your right ankle to rest on your left knee. Interlace your hands around your left thigh. Flex both feet. Take a breath. And then exhale, draw that knee close to your chest. Let's take 5 breaths here. Do not overstretch. If it's starting to hurt in the knee, then just release it slightly. Take one more deep breath in here and then release both feet down to the ground. Bring the heels close to your hips. Press into the heels. Inhale and then exhale, lift your hips into bridge pose. Keep a gap between the chin and the chest to keep your neck safe and squeeze those glutes. Keep the breath going nice and slow. Lift a little bit higher if you can. Then inhale and release the hips down with an exhale. Take a moment to come back to your breath. And when you're ready, let's bring the soles of the feet together So open your hips wide and join the feet. Let the hips flop out to the side. But if this is uncomfortable for you, then just straighten the legs. Otherwise, just allow yourself to relax and feel the sensation in your body. Allow your palms to face up to the sky and begin to shift your awareness to your breath. Feeling the air coming in and out through your nose. Be proud of yourself for doing this video today. Just allow your whole body to completely let go and surrender yourself down to the earth beneath you, letting go of all that no longer serves you. Allowing your heartbeat to slow down and every single part of your body to completely relax. Now feel free to stay here for the next 10 minutes. If you haven't got that time, then bring your knees to your chest and just roll up nice and slow. Cross your legs in front of you. Inhale, reach your arms high, and then exhale, bring those hands to your heart. Bring in all that positive energy into your heart, and then take a bow. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope to see you all again soon. Namaste.